I've reset the NFL back to 2012, and we're gonna see how much the last decade of NFL history transforms over the next 5 seasons. Now, how insane is it that we have this in Madden 25? I mean, it even has guys like Gronk's face scan in it. So obviously have to show off the rosters first. We have Carson Palmer as the starting quarterback for the Raiders. You even have Jason Campbell as the backup and Terrell Pryor as the 4th string. Sam Bradford was the Rams starting quarterback as a 64 overall. Old Joseph Flacco, starter of the Ravens, and Joe's one of the few players today that was in the game in 2011 that's still in the NFL today. Him and old Tyrod Taylor. Saints quarterback was Rhyme, 94 overall Drew Brees. 72 rated Tavares Jackson, starter of the Seahawks, rest in peace. And of course we had prime Big Ben also have his face scan in the game. Some of these backups are nuts. Byron Leftwich, you have Gerard Johnson, Troy Smith, former Heisman winner, Dennis Dixon, former Heisman candidate. Texans with an interesting quarterback room, Matt Schaub, Jake Delhomme, TJ Yates, Matt Leinart, Jeff Garcia. My Tennessee Titans, my God, Matt Hasselbeck as our starting quarterback. Jake Locker, the rookie who had so much promise but couldn't stay healthy as a backup. Vikings had 72 rated Donovan McNabb. Joe Webb, Christian Ponder, who was a rookie. Bears still had Jay Cutler. Brother, Andy Dalton was a rookie quarterback for the Bengals at this point. Dude, this makes me feel so old. And randomly, Bruce Gradkowski is the first football player's autograph who I ever got in my life. A random fact. Oh my gosh, Ryan Fitzpatrick was the starter for the Bills. He's in the game too, dude. That's sick. Oh my God. Timothy Tebow, starting quarterback of the Denver Broncos. 58 rated Colt McCoy was the starter of the Browns. Josh Freeman and Josh Johnson on the Bucks. Oh my God, the Cardinals had Kevin Kolb and John Skelton. Prime 90 rated Phillip Rivers on the Chargers. And like fun fact, Phillip Rivers is a high school head coach like 30 minutes away from me. Now I have to say the Chiefs quarterback situation is a little bit better in the present day than what it was in 2012. I cannot believe Peyton Manning was a 77 overall. Don't forget, like at this point in his career, he still went to the Broncos, and I think he ended up becoming a 90 overall again. Peyton Manning, though, another fella who of course is in the game. Commanders quarterback situation was absolute garbage. This is when the Cowboys still had Tony Romo, who looks handsome. The Dolphins quarterback room was an absolute disaster. The Eagles had Michael Vick and Vince Young. What was Michael Vick's speed at this point? 91? This is when the Falcons had a young Matt Ryan. Niners had Alex Smith and Colin Kaepernick. I'm pretty sure this was just like a few years before they made it to the Super Bowl. Eli Manning was an 87 overall 30-year-old. The Jags had veteran Luke McCown and rookie 59 overall Blaine Gabbert. What a freaking quarterback room the Jets had, dude. The freaking Vikings head coach was their 3rd string. This was 30-year player Matthew Stafford with the Lions, 90 overall. And of course you had prime 99 overall Aaron Rodgers, one of the few 99 overall players we'll see today. And Panthers had a rookie quarterback and #1 overall pick, 85 overall Cam Newton. Like this guy as a rookie, he's gonna win Rookie of the Year today without a shadow of a doubt. Already the 8th ranked quarterback as a rookie. 94 throw power, 85 speeds, nuts. And of course the Patriots with 99 overall Tom Brady and the late Ryan Mallett. They might be asking, RBT, how'd you get this roster? I don't know, dude. You're gonna have to ask We Expertise the roster wizard. Now of course I want to look at some of the other positions. Afterwards we're gonna simulate to the season and see who wins the Super Bowl this year and see if any crazy players come out of nowhere to turn into absolute monsters throughout their careers. Now the highest rated running backs at this point, you had Arian Foster, 99 overall. You also had 99 Maurice Jones-Drew, dude. 98 Ray Rice, 98 Marshawn Lynch. I'm pretty positive Marshawn Lynch also has his face in the game, and he's also an X Factor. You had young Shady McCoy, young Matt Forte, Frank Gore is still 94 overall at 28 years old. Willis McGahee, 94 overall as a 29-year-old. Young Chris Johnson with 98 speed. This is what, like 13, 14 years ago, and I feel like there was so much more quality at the running back position than what there is today. Adrian Peterson was only an 89 overall. That's insane. 6'4" Brandon Jacobs was 89 overall. And on the flip side, you had 5'6" Darren Sproles, Steven Jackson, Ryan Matthews, Reggie Bush. Literally, like all these running backs, even the guys in the mid-80s were super quality. Beanie Wells, Jonathan Stewart, D'Angelo Williams. What a running back duo the Panthers had. Cedric Benson Benson, Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis. This is nuts, dude. So much nostalgia. Wonder which one of these guys is going to lead the NFL in rushing this season. Of course, have to give fullbacks love. You had 95 overall fullback Vontae Leach, 69 speed, and that's the second highest rated. You had 90 speed Marcel Reese. Now, wide receivers, of course, you have old Calvin Johnson leading the NFL as a 98 overall. Have his face in the game, too. Gosh, dude, I wish I could have watched this guy play in the league for longer. Insane that 5'9" Wes Welker was the second highest rated wide receiver in the entire league at this point with 86 speed. Steve Smith, old Larry Fitzgerald, had something wrong with his bandana. This was when Greg Jennings was a top 5 receiver. You had Mike Wallace, Roddy White, Brandon Marshall was a monster. I can't forget about the salsa man, Victor Cruz himself. AJ Green was an 88 overall rookie. That is nuts. Like, I'm assuming he's going to turn into a 99 overall here in just a few seasons. Jordy Nelson, Marquise Colston, Hakeem Nicks was a stud. Vincent Jackson, rest in peace. Andre Johnson was only an 87 overall. Percy Harvin as a 23-year-old was a monster. Brother, look at his eyeballs. He was high as a freaking kite. I will say, don't know why we have duplicate Steve Smiths. That's like the first mistake I think I've seen. Although Jeremy Macklin's still a stud. Oh, you had young Des Bryant, only 22 years old, 83 overall. Like, this is so nostalgic. Like, I'm having so much fun just looking through this roster. Oh, I forgot all about Dwayne Bowe, dude. Also, Devon Best. Loved watching him at Hawaii. And old rookie Julio Jones, dude. 82 overall. Was 6 overall lower than AJ Green, apparently. Bro, all this nostalgia is gonna make me want to cry. Michael Crabtree. Oh, Demaryius Thomas. Oh, man. Santana Moss. I remember growing up, he was like always my go-to in franchise mode. Like Madden 07, 08, 06. Like, he was the guy I always traded for. Ooh, tight end's an interesting position to look at. 97 rated second year Gronk. Jimmy Graham was only 22 years old at this point. You still had Vernon Davis, Jason Witten, Antonio Gates was still kicking. Not that many superstars at tight end though at this point. No comment. Even Tony Gonzalez was still rocking at the ripe age of 35, 83 overall. Even Jermaine Gresham was only 23. That's insane. We even had a young Greg Olsen. That's so funny. Mercedes Lewis was 27 years old at this point, and he like just retired, what, last year? 399 overall left tackles and a 98 in Ryan Clady. And it's funny because Jason Peters like just retired, I think, last year too. Wait a second, I completely forgot. No, he's still playing for the Seahawks in real life. That's insane. All these old guys who are like 25, 24, 23 at this point in their careers, and they've been retired for years. And you have Jason Peters, who's almost 30 at this point, and he's still playing today. That's insane, Jason. Left guard, we had 190 plus rated in Carl Nix. You had 290 plus rated centers in Nick Mangold and Marquise Pouncey. And my gosh, dude, I forgot about the Pouncey twins. 190 plus rated right guard in Jari Evans. Oh, look at Marshall Yonda, trade legend on the channel. Only 89 rated at this point. At right tackle, we had no 99 rated. It's David Stewart and Tyson Clabo. Oh, look, we had the blindside star here. And what about defense? What studs did we have? We had Jason Babin, 87 rated. So not much talent left in. We had JJ Watt. This was his rookie year. Justin Tuck was getting into his prime. Oh, Haloti Ngata, 95 rated. I missed this guy. Jason Pierre-Paul also was a youngster at this point. Had prime Justin Smith and Julius Peppers, who was like some of my favorite players to watch growing up, as was Jared Allen. Oh, not to mention Dwight Freeney too. At deep tackle, all you had big Vince Wilfork. All you had young Ndamukong Suh. He's another player who hasn't been retired for way too long at this point. I know I'm taking a long time looking at this roster, but dude, this is fun to me. Now, what stud pass rushers did we have here? Clay Matthews in his prime, 93 overall. Darryl Smith, Lamar Woodley. Well, Ryan Kerrigan was a youngster, so was Brandon Spikes. Like, Brandon Spikes has been retired for forever. Oh, this was the rookie season for Justin Houston. On the inside, we had some absolute studs. We had Patrick Willis, 99 overall, slap dab in the middle of his prime. And 96 overall, Ray Lewis. He was going to retire any season now. God, dude, middle linebacker used to be such a prime position. Like, that was the position I always looked up to as a kid. I mean, you had guys like him, London Fletcher, Brian Urlacher, Navarro Bowman. This was his second year. He's already a monster. Derek Johnson, Brian Cushing was a beast. There used to be so much quality at the middle linebacker position, dude. Gerard Mayo, now the Patriots head coach. On the right side, I forgot we had DeMarcus Ware, 98 rated. Tampa Hali was so much fun to watch. So was Terrell Suggs. Oh, Oh, James Harrison, talk about a feared linebacker. He only had 89 hit power. Lance Briggs was a stud. Chad Greenway, Von Miller. This was his rookie season, and he was already a 90 overall. As a 22-year-old, was already higher rated than Sean Weatherspoon, Brian Orakpo, Cameron Wake, Mario Williams, former first-round pick as well. So many good linebackers back in the day. Now, at cornerback, you had Darrelle Revis in his prime. Nobody over 93 rated, though, so that's interesting. You had rookie Patrick Peterson, was the second highest rated corner in the league. You had Champ Bailey, who was 33 at this point, so kind of getting to the point where he's washed, but still a stud. I mean, still the third best corner in the league. I forgot Jonathan Joseph was so good, dude. I just, for some reason, remember his last few years where he was kind of washed. Charles Woodson still in the league, too. So many OG corners. Antonio Cromartie, Charles Tillman, Joe Hayden. Oh, I forget, dude. He used to be a Madden legend. He's another guy in Madden franchise. He used to trade for all the time. We have Antoine Winfield. Now his actual son is in the game. At free safety, we had prime Eric Weddle. We had young Earl Thomas, who's already the second best free safety in the league. Deshaun Golden, Ed Reed. It was only an 89 rate. It kind of shocks me. Brian Clark, Michael Griffin, Antoine Bethea. At strong safety, Adrian Wilson. Troy Polamalu. Probably him and Ray Lewis, like from my childhood, the two most fun defensive players I've ever watched in my entire life. Super Bowl 59 is right around the corner, and it's the perfect time to get in on all the action with my partners over at DraftKings Sportsbook. Right now, they're giving all new customers $200 in bonus bets after betting just $5. This is your shot to make every play a moment to be remembered. Just download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and sign up using my promo code RBT. Now you can stay in on the action and use your $200 in bonus bets on DraftKings same game parlays for a shot at an even bigger payout. Don't forget, you can also bet live on in-progress games as they happen, making watching the game even more exciting. Now, if sports betting is still not available in your state, don't fret. You can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy and still have a shot to win cash prizes. Make sure to download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now, and new customers who use my promo code RBT and bet just $5 on any wager gets $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's promo code RBT only at DraftKings Sportsbook, who again I'd like to thank for sponsoring today's video. Cam Chancellor was just getting his career started, as was Eric Berry. He had Brian Dawkins at the end of his career at this point. LaRon Landry, Bernard Pollard, Roman Harper, three safeties I used to love watching. LaRon Landry, Bernard Pollard, Roman Harper, three safeties I used to love to watch. But kicker, we had Sebastian Janikowski, who's the only kicker that had 99 kick power, rightfully so. David Akers, Robbie Gold, has only been retired for a few years now. Rob Baronis, rest in peace. Steven Gostkowski. Adam Vinatieri was still kicking at this point. Mason Crosby was only 26. At punter, you had 296 rated with Andy Lead and Shane Leckler. I was trying to see, yep, there's the main man, old Pat McAfee. Probably won't be too happy at his 82 overall. Like, I know that was a lot to take in there, but that was so much fun, dude. So much nostalgia coursing through my veins right now. Like, if it wasn't for this video, would you have thought of Josh Cribbs today? Didn't think so. So now officially time to go ahead and simulate through the first of 5 seasons today. I'm actually curious if like the Patriots dynasty continues here. Like, is this gonna be 5 straight seasons of Tom Brady and the Patriots winning the Super Bowl? Hey, at least my Titans are in the playoffs. Standings across the AFC, the Chargers had the best record at 15-2. The Patriots went 13-4. The Pittsburgh Steelers went 14-3. And the NFC had a bunch of teams go 12-5. I'm sure Lions fans would have loved to have gone 12-5 13-14 years ago. They were winning like 1, 2, 3 games a season. Taste of Drew Brees made the playoffs. Alex Smith and the Niners did. Eagles, Falcons squeezed out some playoff spots too. Worst team in the NFC, oh, the Cowboys suck. Worst team was the Vikings at 2-15. Worst team in the AFC was the Chiefs at 4-13. Dude, how the tables have turned. Officially, the best record in the NFL went to the 15-2 Chargers. Looks like the Packers had the best offense in the league, averaging about 30 points a game. It looks like the Giants had the best defense in the league. 99 overall, prime Aaron Rodgers led the league with 4,700 yards and 47 passing touchdowns. So I'm assuming this young Aaron Rodgers probably won MVP. Drew Brees just behind him also had a great season, as did Matt Ryan and Matt Stafford. Matt Hasselbeck threw for more yards than I thought, but threw 14 picks, only 23 touchdowns. Tom Brady, efficient season. We'll have to see if he can win another Super Bowl. Chad Henne, not what I expected. 27 touchdowns, 16 picks, 4,400 yards. Philip Rivers, very efficient season on his 15-2 team. 4,300 yards, 37 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. And Peyton Manning, even though he sucked, put up really good numbers. Michael Vick, Cam Newton weren't weren't too bad. Who's the biggest disappointment? Aaron Brooks on the Chiefs. No wonder they suck so bad. Big Ben threw 27 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. Even Mark Sanchez wasn't bad. There's pretty much respectable numbers from all the starters, aside from Jamarcus Russell, who apparently started for the Browns, and Rex Grossman. They were garbage. Would you believe it? Maurice Jones-Drew leading the NFL in rushing yards with 1,414 touchdowns. I honestly expected crazier rushing numbers than this. There were so many good running backs, but sometimes I guess the NFL surprises you. Marshawn Lynch with a decent season, only got in the end zone 5 times though. Ryan Matthews, Brandon Jacobs, Arian Foster, Michael Turner, Matt Forte, AP, LaShawn McCoy, Rashard Mendenhall, the only guys that get over 1,000 yards. You did have Ray Rice lead the league with 17 touchdowns though. Also had Michael Bush, Benjarvis Green Ellis, Mike Tolbert, Chris Johnson, LeGarrette Blunt, David Best, and Ryan Matthews to hit 10 plus touchdowns. Now through the air, Greg Jennings led the league with almost 1,700 yards, 20 touchdowns. Right behind him was Roddy White with 20 touchdowns of his own. Brandon Marshall with a huge season. Calvin Johnson, as expected. AJ Green as a rookie put up insane numbers, although he only had 3 touchdowns for some reason. Danny Amendola on the Rams with big numbers. Vincent Jackson on the Chargers, incredible season. Wes Welker doing Wes Welker things. Marquise Colston doing Marquise Colston things. Some nostalgic players, man, putting up some insane seasons. I'm trying to see, like, Andre Johnson had 17 touchdowns. Jordan Shipley had 16. That's crazy. This might be the most insane one yet. Larry Fitz put up good numbers, not a lot of touchdowns though. Des Bryant with 1,000 yards, even though he's not that good at this point. And Rob Gronkowski, the only tight end to put up 1,000 yards this season. Even Eddie Royal had 16 touchdowns. What the frick? Deshaun Jackson, not good at this point, but still put up 14 touchdowns through the air. Mario Manningham had double-digit touchdowns. A young rookie Randall Cobb with huge numbers with his eventual best friend Aaron Rodgers. That's kind of a crazy dynamic. I guess at this point, dude, he's all the way up to an 89 overall. Like, how did I miss him? Now, defensively, London Fletcher led the league with 157 total tackles. Not surprising. Brian Cushion was up there. Oh, don't forget about James Laurinaitis, dude. I loved watching this guy, not only, in the NFL, but at Ohio State, too. Oh my gosh, Ray Malaluga, what a freaking throwback. This was another guy I absolutely loved watching. Yeah, Jason Pierre-Paul lead the NFL in sacks with 16.5. Sean Merriman right behind him with 16. Trent Cole 15.5. Sean Weatherspoon with 14. James Harrison, doesn't surprise me, also with 14. Geno Atkins, huge season, 13 sacks from the D tackle position. Will Smith, not the actor, with 13. Young and Amicon Stewart 12.5. Von Miller as a rookie with 12. Dwight Freeney also with 12. Dude, so much nostalgia. Oh, hey, I didn't even mention Calais Campbell. This was his 3rd year in the league, and he's one of the few guys still in the NFL now. What was his overall at this point? Up to an 82. Now, who led the NFL in interceptions? Jabari Greer and Courtney Green. That just wasn't what I expected. But James Laurinaitis, Patrick Willis, and Rolando McClain putting up 5 interceptions each from the middle linebacker position. Oh, Rolando McClain was a guy I loved watching in Alabama. If he could stay out of trouble, dude, he would have been an all-time great at middle linebacker. Now, let's see some of these awards here. Aaron Rodgers, of course, wins MVP. Matt Ryan in 2nd. Drew Brees in 3rd. Hold on a second, dude. We had Michael Vick and Tim Tebow come in the top 10. Hold on a second. What did I miss on Tebow? So he, off the get-go, is somebody that obviously is performing better in this restart than he did in real life. 4,000 yards, 38 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. Like, when did Brett Favre sign as his backup? What a weird dynamic in the quarterback room. To do something crazy on the ground, he did have 364 yards, 2 touchdowns. So yeah, Tim Tebow apparently having a really good time. His overall is up to 76. AFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to the late Vincent Jackson. Defensive Player of the Year goes to James Harrison, of course. NFC Defensive Player of the Year goes to James Laurinaitis, and offensively goes to Roddy White. Now, I'm kind of interested in this. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Randall Cobb in the NFC. He beats out Cam Newton, Doug Baldwin, Julio Jones, DeMarco Murray, Titus Young, Leonard Hankerson, Kyle Rudolph, Roy Halou, and Lance Kendricks, all offensive players in the NFC who got votes. Now, defensively, this can go to Cameron Jordan, another player still in the league. Adrian Claiborne behind him. You have Chris Culliver, Ryan Kerrigan, DeAndre McDaniel, Jaquan Jarrett, Stephen Paya, KJ Wright, Pat Pete, and Prince Amukamara. And the reason I'm pointing these guys out individually is, like, we gotta pay close attention to see if these rookies develop into some of the best players in the league, even though maybe in real life it didn't turn out to be the case. Now let's check out the same thing in the AFC. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Marcel Darius. Oh my gosh, I forgot all about him. Von Miller didn't even win it. That's crazy. He had 12 sacks. What on earth did Marcel Darius do? Okay, 10 sacks, 17 tackles for loss. That's not terrible. He's all the way up to a 90 overall superstar as a rookie. Last but not least, before we see who wins his first Super Bowl, Offense Rookie of the Year goes to AJ Green. What a surprise. Not a surprise that his quarterback was right behind him. Now you had Darnarius Moore in third, Torrey Smith in fourth, Vincent Brown in fifth, Jeremy Curley in sixth, Greg Little in seventh, Shane Vereen in eighth, Julius Thomas in ninth, and Anthony Allen in 10th. Honestly, to me, that is an insane top 10. So, like, does Jeremy Curley turn into one of the best receivers in the freaking league? I'm actually so excited to see who ends up winning the Super Bowl here, because if I'm not mistaken, in this same year in real life, the Giants were the winners. Let's see if Madden really is realistic, and keep in mind, things are going to change after this first season, because players are going to leave for free agency, some players are going to retire. We have a Super Bowl matchup of the Detroit Lions and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Oh my gosh, dude, how insane is it going to be if the Lions suck for so long, dude, and for some reason in this franchise, in this reset, they win this Super Bowl in the very first retry. I'm not gonna lie, dude, I am so rooting for the Lions right now. Here we have it, dude, moment of freaking truth. Your first Super Bowl winner. Oh my gosh, it's the Steelers. I mean, it was a valiant effort, though, to even make it to this point for Detroit, but Big Ben was too much to handle. Lions couldn't run the ball at all. Antonio Brown, where did he come from? He had 2 touchdowns in his breakout performance. Calvin Johnson, they kind of bottled him up, although he did have a touchdown. I gotta see, Antonio Brown is all the way up now to an 87 overall. So what an insane start to this reset. I'm telling you guys, it's just gonna get crazier and crazier from here. You just see who all retired. Antoine Winfield apparently retired to go coach his future All-Pro son. The legend Mike Allstott at fullback retires. Matt Light retires, one of the best tackles in the league for the Patriots. Charles Woodson's gone. Sean Hill's gone. I didn't even see LaDainian Thomas in the league. He retired. Kurt Warner too. He apparently missed a lot of backups and stuff. I couldn't go over every single player, but he's gone as well. He's probably a low rated. Tony Gonzalez calls it quits, and he was one of the guys that was still really good at this point. John Lynch retired? Isn't he the freaking 49ers GM? 3 big ones. Warwick Dunn, Adam Vinatieri, Jeff Saturday retire. Akio Spikes, what a throwback name that was. Randy Moss is gone. I didn't even know he was still in the league. Oh my god, how insane, dude. Patrick Surtain retires, and now his son is like the best cornerback in the entire league. Rondé Barber, Brett Favre is gone after 22 years. Rodney Harrison's gone after 18. Donald Driver's gone. Brian Dawkins is gone. This is so sad, dude. I just wish I could go back and watch the league again at this point. Hines Ward, Derek Ward gone. Teddy Bruschi retires. I don't even know what his overall was at this point. Corey Dillon retires. Kevin Mulway retires. I'm pretty sure he's a freaking Hall of Famer. Marshall Faulk is gone. I'm really curious to see when Tom Brady retires in this franchise. Like, if before we're done, he calls it quits, because, like, obviously in real life, he played another, what, like 10 freaking 13, 14 years? Now, I'm actually so excited to see what happens here this offseason. I want to see the big free agent moves that were made. Leotis McKelvin, he was a monster back in the day. He signed with the Bills. Cliff Averill to the Commanders. Ray Lewis signs with the Minnesota Vikings. I'm surprised he didn't retire, to be honest with you. Danny Amendola to the Colts. Pierre Garçon also to the Colts. Reggie Wayne to the Lions to team up with Calvin Johnson. Alex Smith to the Browns on a 4-year, $61 million deal. It feels like a Browns move from 10, 15 years ago. Gary Douglas to the Cardinals on a decent deal. Josh Johnson going to try to save the Chiefs. Mario Manningham to the Denver Broncos. AJ Hawk signs to be a teammate with Pat McAfee. That's just really funny how things work. Chad Henne signs a decent deal with the Commanders. That's a pretty insane first offseason free agency. What do you mean I have a freaking update? That's random. Also, would love to point out that we also have the entire 2012 NFL draft class here. So this draft is about to be crazy. Okay, so it skipped my pick, and that wasn't supposed to happen. So I guess we're just gonna advance to the end of the draft and see exactly what happened. What a class the Patriots had here, dude. They got Bobby Wagner in the 3rd round, and they got the wrong Robert Griffin. They did get T.Y. Hilton in the 5th. Andrew Luck goes 1 to the Vikings. RG3, that's so funny. That is hilarious. Trent Richardson goes 3 to the Kansas City Chiefs. Bruce Irvin goes 4 to the Bengals. Morris Claiborne goes to the Cowboys. That's funny because another team that actually drafted him Ryan Tannehill, ooh, he goes to the Browns. Justin Blackman, what a name, goes to the Jets. Andre Branch, Stephon Gilmore goes to the Rams in the top 10. AJ Jenkins, he goes to the Bears. Brandon Whedon goes to the Cardinals. Josh Norman to the Bucks. Mark Barron to the Raiders. Luke Kuechly goes to the Broncos instead of the Panthers, which the Panthers probably would have taken him, but get Fletcher Cox instead. Jeff Allen, I think he was a bust, goes to the Ravens. Mitchell Schwartz to the Jags. Riley Reif, of course, goes to my Titans. Norris Jenkins goes to the Saints. Olivier Vernon goes to the Dolphins. Brian Quick goes to the Eagles. Dontari Poe goes to the Cowboys. That's an interesting one. I want to see if there's any like complete shockers. Michael Floyd goes to the Panthers. Casey Hayward goes to the Falcons. Melvin Ingram goes to the Texans. Greg Kirkpatrick to the Jags in the 3rd round. Alshon Jeffrey goes to the Chiefs, of course. Russell Wilson goes to the Jacksonville Jags. How hilarious. Mohamed Sanu to the Colts, and Kirk Cousins gets drafted by the Chiefs. What the frick is going on? Levante David, oh my gosh, dude, goes to the Eagles in the 3rd round. What a steal. Chandler Jones is still in the 3rd round of the Jets. Any steals in the 4th round plus by chance? David DeCastro turns into one of the best offensive linemen in the league. Brock Osweiler to the freaking Rams. Dante Hightower, who turned into a monster, got drafted in the 4th round by the Panthers. They had to replace Luke Kuechly somehow. Nigel Bradham's a throwback. He's got to replace Ray Lewis. Ruben Randall was supposed to be an absolute monster, dude. Maybe he will be in this reset. Oh my gosh, Vontaze Burfict also goes to the Cowboys. LaMichael James goes to the Ravens. I feel like that's a good fit. Maybe in this reset, he actually turns out to be a good NFL running back. Cole Beasley goes to the Falcons. No real sleepers in the 6th round. What about the 7th? Maybe Danny Trevathan this late's a decent pick. Oh my gosh, dude, we gotta see how this draft impacts the NFL, which is at the top of the ratings list now. What in the world? Wait, hold on a second. Von Miller is already at 99 overall. Tyron Smith already also at 99. There's definitely been some movement in the overall front. There's so many 99 overall players at this point. So what are the odds season 2 can get even crazier than season number 1? So best record in the NFL in season 2 goes to the Steelers and Saints, both at 14-3. Lions back in the playoffs. So according to Madden, the Lions resurgence isn't a fluke. Patriots barely squeak in there with an 8-9 record, so maybe their dynasty's dying already. And worst record in the league goes to the Dolphins at 1-16. Oh yeah, roster does not look good. And the quarterback situation's an absolute freaking mess. Oh wow, the Seahawks had the best offense in the league, with the Texans having the best scoring offense. Didn't really expect the Chiefs to have the best defense. Matt Stafford leads the league in passing yards this time. The number's kind of down. Only 4,500 yards was good enough to lead the league. I don't think anybody had more than 40 passing touchdowns. Phillip Rivers led the league with 39. Definitely some good seasons mixed in there. Aaron Rodgers very easily could have won back-to-back MVPs. Cam Newton, though, 35 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. He could have won it. Andrew Luck, his first season as a Viking, not too shabby. Big Ben's been very efficient with the football over there in Pittsburgh. Nick Foles starts for the 49ers, and he kind of had an up-and-down season, a lot of interceptions. Ryan Tannehill as a rookie with the Browns, 22 picks. Mark Sanchez has turned into a monster, even though he's not the highest overall. Peyton Manning's just not loving life right now in the NFL. He's probably going to retire soon. Ryan Fitzpatrick doing Ryan Fitzpatrick things, throwing a lot of interceptions. And apparently Jake Locker's taking over as the starting quarterback for my Titans and isn't too bad. So hopefully in this alternate reality, he actually turns into a good QB and he stays healthy. Tim Tebow still putting up decent numbers. And RG3 in his redo rookie season for the Commanders, kind of up and down, 16 touchdowns, 16 picks. And Russell Wilson, his rookie season as a Jag, didn't go too well. It's like Brock Osweiler started as a rookie for the Rams and had good numbers. Might have won Rookie of the Year. Also, Brandon Whedon started as a rookie for the Cardinals, putting up respectable numbers at least. Same thing, rookie Kirk Cousins starting for the Chiefs. Didn't put up crazy touchdown numbers, only 12. Now, on the ground, Arian Foster with the big season, about 1,500 yards, led the league with 19 touchdowns. Marshawn Lynch, Adrian Peterson, Maurice Jones-Drew, all with 13+ yards. Ryan Matthews, Rashard Mendenhall, Peyton Hill is putting up 1,000 yards. That's awesome. Mark Ingram in his second year as a Saint having a good season. I see Peyton Hillis, dude. He's an 82 overall. Oh my gosh, dude. Michael Vick had 11 touchdowns. Like, he could have won MVP. I don't think that Trimmerson played as a rookie. Not much. 32 carries, 100 yards. Roddy White is turned into like the best receiver in the league, dude. 1,700 yards, 23 touchdowns, way more than anybody else. Calvin Johnson still being Calvin Johnson, though. Brandon Lloyd's actually performing a lot better than what I thought. Austin Collie, what a guy. 1,300 yards, 14 touchdowns. Some guys that like really stand out, dude. Titus Young. He's just having a great time in Detroit. A lot of young players at this point having big seasons. Ryan Broyles, 1,000 yards. He could have won Offensive Rookie of the Year. TJ Graham as rookie, 1,000 yards. That's just not what I expected. Michael Floyd and the Panthers also with 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns. Defensively, AJ Hawk, you know, new teammates with Pat McAfee, led the league in total tackles, of course. And Ndamukong Suh led the league with 17 sacks. Jared Allen right behind him. Young Jarrell Casey and young Cameron Jordan turning into studs. And look at Darrelle Revis with 9 interceptions, dude. That's crazy. Marcus Gilchrist, the second-year player, and Patrick Peterson, also the second-year player, was 7. So let's see. MVP number 2 goes to Cameron Newton. Aaron Rodgers in second. Michael Vick did come in 5th. And look at old rookie Andrew Luck sneaking in there with top 10 MVP votes. Offensive Player of the Year in the AFC goes to Arian Foster. Defense goes to Terrell Suggs. NFC goes to Ndamukong Suh. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Roddy White, of course. Now about those Rookie of the Years. In the NFC goes to Michael Floyd. How did Andrew Luck get MVP votes but not win Offensive Rookie of the Year? TJ Graham in 3rd. Brock Osweiler in 4th. AJ Jenkins 5. Nick Foles 6. David Paulson, I don't know who this is, came in 7th. Chris Evans, same thing, don't know who this is, came in 8th. Ruben Randall in 9th. Kendall Wright in 10th. Defensively, Morris Claiborne on the Cowboys wins it. Josh Norman in 2nd. Darius Fleming in 3rd. Mike Daniels, who turns into a stud, in 4th. Stephon Gilmore 5. Zach Brown 6. Fletcher Cox 7. Josh Kadu 8th. Tremaine Johnson 9th. And Brandon Taylor 10th. And then the AFC goes to Daquan Mincy, Bobby Wagner in 2nd. Luke Kuechly in 3rd. Nigel Bradham in 4th. So the middle linebackers are loving life early on. Joe Bush, Cody Senzenbaugh, Andre Branch, Courtney Upshaw, LJ Fort, and Mark Barron round out the top 10 defense Rookie of the Years. And yes, Offensive Rookie of the Year, the AFC goes to Ryan Broyles. Justin Blackmon came in 2nd, so maybe he won't be a bust in this reality. Stephen Hill, I just remember this guy. He used to be a wide receiver at Georgia Tech when they ran the triple option. I thought he was a beast. He didn't do good in the NFL, but he's good in this franchise. Alshon Jeffrey on the Chiefs in 4th. Davier Posey, I remember this guy was good at Ohio State, came in 5th. Dwayne Allen in 6th. Kirk Cousins in 7th. Russell Wilson in 8th. Ryan Tannehill in 9th. And Isaiah Pete in 10th. So Ryan, Russell Wilson, and Kirk Cousins all be in the AFC. They might not turn out to be the best quarterbacks in the world. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Now let's see who can win this second Super Bowl. I just want something insane to happen here. No way, dude. We get a New York Jets, Detroit Lions Super Bowl. Hold on, that can't be right, dude. That means in this reality, Mark Sanchez has made it all the way to the Super Bowl with Jamarcus Russell as his backup. This makes it even better. Sean Green is his running back and has Antonio Holmes, Justin Blackmon is his receiver, so like this is nuts. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, he did have a really stacked defense. David Harris, middle linebacker, Calvin Pace on the outside, Darrelle Revis, Antonio Cromartie at corner. I'll be so sad for Lions fans though if they lose back-to-back Super Bowls. That's gotta put a smile on your faces, dude. The Detroit Lions somehow go back in history where they were like the worst team in the league and win the freaking Super Bowl. Oh my gosh, dude, what a start. And we're just getting started. This is where the depression kicks in though, dude. Ray Lewis retires. Steve Hutchinson retires. London Fletcher's gone. Derek Brooks is gone. Reggie Wayne is gone. Dallas Clark calls it quits. I didn't even know he's still in the league, to be honest with you. Champ Bailey's gone. So many like Hall of Famers, man, retiring. Brian Urlacher. Oh, my favorite, Santana Moss is gone. Deuce McAllister, Edgerrin James retires. 2 very quality running backs set off into the sunset. Also, Dante Culpepper quit. All I know is I am ready for another just absolute insane offseason here. And outside of special teams, you really don't have that insane of a free agency class. Like, yeah, dude, it's all kickers and punters. What in the world? So how funny, the reigning AFC Conference champion Mark Sanchez is like the only valuable quarterback out there. So let's see how much money he gets. A running back, you know, not way too much talent at this point. Nothing too crazy at receiver either. Well, honestly, I'm just most excited to see where Mr. Butt Fumble signs here. Well, no Sean Marino joins Pat McAfee and AJ Hawk in Indianapolis. Best receiver on the market in Darius Hayward-Base signs with Buffalo. Brian Hartline gets a fat contract to go to Cleveland. Antonio Gates signs the Giants. They signed a ton of players here. A McCourty twin also goes to Indianapolis. Chargers get a nice quality veteran offensive tackle. Mark Sanchez signs a 5-year, $190 million contract with the Houston Texans, and at the same time, they bring in his potential wide receiver number 1. So we're going to have to keep track of the Texans next season, but now time to see what happens in this 2013 draft class. Definitely didn't have the best of quarterbacks, and only had a few quality running backs. Did have a few receivers that turned out okay. Let's see what the heck happens this time around. Wait, did the Patriots draft Marcus Lattimore? Oh my gosh, what a throwback. Number 1 pick was Deion Jordan. Number 2 pick was E.J. Manuel, who was a 62 overall. And how funny, went to Buffalo just like he did in real life. Eric Fisher to the Rams. Tavon Austin to the Bucks. Ziggy Ansah. Why did I forget about Ziggy, dude? 75 overall, went to the Cowboys. Now, DeAndre Hopkins, 77 rated, went to the Broncos. Cordero Patterson to the Bengals. Desmond Trufant to the Browns. Xavier Rhodes to the Packers. Darius Slay to the Jags. Lane Johnson to the Falcons. Tyler Eifert to the Cardinals. Manti Te'o. Can you turn into something half decent with Houston? Ooh, Eric Reed went to the Ravens. I feel like that's a really good fit. And Travis Frederick, who ends up one of the best centers of all time, goes to the Rams in the 2nd round. Le'Veon Bell goes to the Bengals. And the Honey Badger goes to the Texans. I'm telling you, dude, the Texans might end up like the best team in the NFL. Keenan Allen's a saint. David Bakhtiari falls all the way in the 3rd round, man. 69 overall goes to the Cardinals. The Raiders draft Mike Glennon. Eddie Lacy goes to the Saints. It's only a 60 overall. Same thing with Jordan Poyer, who's a corner. He comes in at 66 overall, so he probably won't turn into anything too good. I'd love to see this. Oh, Kyle Juszczyk falls to the Colts as a fullback in the 4th round. Can he still in the 4th round of the Packers? There's just not way too much talent sitting around here late in the 5th round or anything. Like, maybe some players who turned out good in real life, but probably won't turn out good in this franchise. Okay, some players here late in the 6th round, AJ Boye and Adam Thielen, who obviously turned out to be pretty decent players, like probably won't turn into much in this franchise. We'll have to see. Who is Mr. Irrelevant? Capron Lewis Moore. Time for 2026. I'm just so excited, dude, to see Mark Sanchez and the Texans win the Super Bowl here. I'm going to speak it into existence. So best record in season 3 goes to the Seattle Seahawks at 14-3. Oh, there we go. The Chiefs are turning into a monster. The only real shocker is the fact that the reigning Super Bowl champion Detroit Lions missed the playoffs. Jags made it though at 9-8. What about the Texans and Mark Sanchez? Oh, they sucked. They went 6-11. How weird too. The Jets made the Super Bowl last year. They had the 2nd to worst record this year, all because they let Mark Sanchez go. Worst record though does go to the Dolphins for the 2nd straight year. Drew Brees leads the NFL this time in passing yards with 4,600. Matthew Stafford right behind him. Josh Freeman taking over for the Bucks with like not really a terrible year. Tom Brady still with really, really good numbers. I'm interested. His overall is down to 89 at this point, but he's still an X factor. Aaron Rodgers with another insane season, 42 touchdowns, 6 picks. He'll probably win MVP again. Look at Jake Locker for my Titans turn into a good quarterback. He's up to an 82 with star development. Andrew Luck is turning into quite the beast, boys. Up to 4,400 yards, 31 touchdowns, just 6 picks. Honestly, Cam Newton might have went back-to-back. Nick Foles is turned into a monster too. 38 touchdowns, just 9 picks. Yeah, dude, he's already up to an 85 overall. Andy Dalton, 35 touchdowns to only 3 picks. Are you kidding me? Texans might have sucked, but Mark Sanchez had a good year. 4,000 yards, 31 touchdowns, 10 picks. I'm just just curious, what's Tebow's overall up to? An 80. Who threw the most picks this year? Poor Derek Anderson. For the Jets would have much rather have Mark Sanchez. What about on the ground? Marshawn Lynch breakout year. Oh my gosh. He averaged 6.3 yards per carry, 17 touchdowns. Literally had 400 plus more yards than second place Adrian Peterson. What the heck is Marshawn Lynch overall up to? 99. You had your normal culprits behind him. Arian Foster kind of fell off a little bit. What's his overall now? He's also a 99. Like, why did the Texans suck so bad? Our first real Darren McFadden sighting. I was shocked he wasn't that good in the NFL compared to college. I mean, he's up to an 86 at least. Without through the air, Roddy White again led the NFL, 1,400 yards. DeAndre Hopkins as a rookie, dude. 1,400 yards, 17 touchdowns. Ennio Mendola signed with the Colts, dude. He's put up 20 touchdowns. I think he's leading the league. D-Hop is already a superstar X-Factor and already an 87 overall as a freaking rookie, dude. Greg Jennings has quietly been like one of the best, most consistent receivers of the day yet, as has Calvin Johnson, but we expect that from him. Wes Welker still put up great numbers, which what is his overall up to? An 88? Steve Smith still putting up good numbers with the Panthers. Des Bryant, what has he developed into at this point? He's up to an 87. Andre Johnson doing Andre Johnson things with Mark Sanchez now. Stephen Hill, he's been really consistent. He just can't score a touchdown. Percy Harvin, Santonio Holmes, Nate Washington, Lavelle Hawkins all put him 1,000 yards, as did Michael Floyd for the second straight season, and Christopher Givens. Justin Blackman with double-digit touchdowns again. Like I'm telling you guys, he's turned into quite the stud. Now defensively, Patrick Willis leads the league in tackles this time around, and Cameron Jordan leads the league in sacks with 24.5. Marcel Darius behind him in a distant second. What is Cam up to, like a 99? Yes, he is, dude, already. Aaron Rodgers successfully wins his second MVP in 3 seasons. Andy Dalton right behind him. Nick Foles on the Niners in 4th. Andrew Luck on the Vikings in 5th. Good to see my boy Jake Locker having a better time here in this alternate reality. Danny Amendola wins Offensive Player of the Year in the AFC. D-Hop on the Broncos in 2nd. Defense goes to Marcel Darius for the 2nd straight season, I think. Von Miller literally can't beat him out for anything. Does look like Nigel Bradham's turned into quite the beast for the Ravens. Now, the same awards in the NFC goes to Cameron Jordan, of course. Jabril Peppers, James Laurinaitis still putting up crazy numbers. Offensively goes to Greg Jennings. How did Marshawn Lynch have 1,800 yards and not win this thing? Now, most importantly, how about those Rookie of the Year awards? In the NFC offense goes to Travis Kelce. Oh my gosh, how'd I miss that? Nah, brother, I've got to see something here. I totally missed it, dude. He had 700 yards, 4 touchdowns. He is a 78 overall with X Factor already somehow. He was drafted in the 3rd round. I guess I just completely missed it. Tyler Eifert behind him, Tavon Austin in 3rd. The Bucks got 2 really good offensive rookies, as do the Saints and Keenan Allen and Theo Riddick. Defense Rookie of the Year in the NFC goes to Xavier Gooden. Kiko Alonso in 2nd, Xavier Rhodes in 3rd. DJ Hayden, the former Bus, came in 2nd, so maybe he'll have a better time this time around in the NFL. Kenny Vaccaro in 9th. Arcavius Mingo in 10th. Now, same awards in the AFC. Defense goes to Darius Slay. Manti Te'o came in 5th, so maybe he is going to be a Pro Bowl player in the NFL. Offense goes to DeAndre Hopkins. Le'Veon Bell right behind him. Zach Ertz a few spots as well. Robert Wood in the top 10. I completely missed him getting drafted. There's just so much going on right now, dude. Now I have absolutely no idea who's going to win the Super Bowl here. Just give me something crazy. We have ourselves, oh my gosh, a Super Bowl rematch. And I'm not going to lie, dude, with this being 3 seasons in, my math might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this would be the same exact year that they matched up in real life, which how insane is that? Imagine the Patriots win again on a last-second interception. I swear, dude, the Seahawks can't catch a break. I mean, it's safe to say Marshawn Lynch ran the ball pretty gosh dang well this game, but obviously it wasn't enough to grab the dub. And as a teaser, yes, we do have ourselves another real draft class where Blake Bortles is the best quarterback. Got some studs though. You have Mike Evans, you got Odell Beckham Jr. coming in, Aaron Donald. We're going to have to see who drafts him. Got some important stuff to go over first though, like Peyton Peyton Manning retiring as a Colt. Steve Smith retires. Jason Campbell, Peyton Manning, Nnamdi Asamoah, Fred Jackson, and I'm not gonna lie, I thought Donovan McNabb had been retired. Plaxico Burress is gone. Entrell Roll, he was a beast. Keith Bullock, former Titan great. It's just like every single time, dude, I see players retire, it makes me a little depressed inside. Another free agency class that isn't too incredible, BJ Raji, no comment, and got a decent running back or two, but it's kind of underwhelming. Best quarterback out there is Tim Tebow. We have absolutely got to see where he lands. I mean, multiple talented running backs. Wide receiver class is kind of stinky though. Oh, what a shocker, he just re-signed with the Broncos. I just had to see Aaron Hernandez signing with the Dolphins. Of course, he had to return to Florida. I'm so intrigued to see how this draft goes here though. The Patriots got the worst draft class I've ever seen. Number 1 pick is Greg Robinson of Auburn to the Dolphins. Khalil Mack goes number 2 to the Jets. Jadeveon Clowney 3 to the Colts. Aaron Donald goes 4 to the Cleveland Browns. Odell Beckham goes to the Texans. Joins up with Mark Sanchez. Mike Evans goes to the Cowboys. Speaking of the Cowboys, Zach Martin goes to the Bucks. Kyle Fuller to the Bills. Sammy Watkins, kind of a bust to the Cardinals. About bust, Justin Gilbert to the Bears. First quarterback off the board, Blake Bortles goes to the Broncos, but they just re-signed Tim Tebow. Brandon Cooks is going to be cooking in Los Angeles. Anthony Barr to the Ravens. I feel like that's such a good fit. Marcus Lawrence to Atlanta, and Ryan Shazier to the Detroit Lions. Hopefully he turns into a Hall of Famer. TJ Mosley to the Raiders. Oh, do you guys remember old Kelvin Benjamin? He falls at the end of the first round. The Seahawks are going to be regretting this decision. Derek Carr goes at the beginning of the second round. Gets drafted by the Dolphins. Teddy Bridgewater, a few spots behind him, goes to the Colts. I see a big name here. Devontae Adams. He goes to the Bills. What a freaking combination that would be if they had Josh Allen. Jarvis Landry's a Bear. So most of the players that were good got drafted in the first few rounds. So one little overall update here at the start of season 4. There are so many 99 overall players at this point, like Tyron Smith, Marcel Darius, Cameron Jordan, Marquise Pouncey is kind of surprising. Von Miller, Jason Pierre-Paul, Jimmy Graham, Gronk, Stafford, LaShawn McCoy, my God, Ray Rice, Arian Foster, Calvin Johnson, Matt Forte, Marshawn Lynch, Mike Wallace, Pat Willis, Tamba Hali, Aaron Rodgers, like what in the world? After next year, dude, there's gonna be even more 99 rated. Andrew Luck's already a top 5 quarterback, just above Joe Flacco. RG3's turned into quite the stud too. He's up to an 85 overall. Brock Osweiler, dude, he's up into the 80s. Kind of shocked with how he's performing. Ryan Tannehill is such a high overall too. Beanie Wells is a 90 overall running back. Did not expect that. He's a high overall running back than Adrian Peterson. Mark Ingram's about to pass him this season. No wonder Aaron Rodgers is putting up crazy numbers. He's got 2 of the top 5 highest rated wide receivers on his team. The Giants have a great duo too in Victor Cruz and Akeem Nicks. And of all the 99 overall players in this franchise at this point, I'm surprised Antonio Brown's not even a 90. I want to see my Tennessee Titans win a Super Bowl this season. That would make me happy. Falcons had the best record this time around. Jets back in the playoffs after losing in the Super Bowl just like 2 years ago. Lions back in the playoffs after winning the Super Bowl 2 years ago. Cowboys made it at 8-9. What about Mark Sanchez and the Texans? Why do they suck so bad? Browns 5-12 with the worst record. Wait, so that means the Dolphins are good now? Did the Dolphins make the playoffs? Oh my gosh, Dolphins had the worst record 2 straight years and finally made the playoffs. And that was with rookie Derek Carr at quarterback. And this franchise, the quarterbacks, I'm telling you, they're progressing so fast. He went 13 overall in 1 season. I don't know what is making that happen, but I mean, I'm not asking questions. It's fun. They did that with a terrible running game, and he does have good wide receivers. Big passing numbers across the league this season. Matt Ryan about had 5,000 yards. We haven't had one 5,000-yard passer today. Aaron Rodgers again, dude. 48 touchdowns to 9 picks. That's probably going to be 3 MVPs in 4 seasons. And I have to mention Nick Foles here, although the 19 interceptions, a little bit too many. Drew Brees still solid. Eli Manning putting up okay numbers. Jay Cutler as well. Carson Palmer throwing too many interceptions for the Jets, but they still make the playoffs somehow. Mark Sanchez is throwing way too many interceptions. Tim Tebow with another respectable season, so I'm sure they're happy they got him back. Russell Wilson still struggling in Jacksonville. Andrew Luck still putting up great numbers in Minnesota. Rushing numbers definitely down this season across the league. Arian Foster led the league though with 19 touchdowns, averaged 6 yards a carry. Still can't believe we haven't seen crazy numbers from Adrian freaking Peterson yet. Blunt, what is his overall up to? 85. Roddy White almost had 2,000 yards. Like, what is going on? Not to mention 21 receiving touchdowns. Like, he might have got MVP votes with these numbers. I mean, obviously, also led the league in receptions. Not take away from Brandon Marshall, had a great year himself. Same thing from Greg Jennings and Doug Baldwin. I'm disappointed Calvin only had 4 receiving touchdowns this year, though. Devon Best has turned into a beast for the Dolphins. Michael Crabtree, little breakout season. Randall Cobb put up 18 touchdowns. Kenny Britt, weird year. 100 catches, 1,200 yards, not a single touchdown. Told you guys Justin Blackman wasn't going to be a bust again in this alternate reality. He's up to an 87 overall. 22 sacks from Jason Pierre-Paul, 21 from Marcel Darius. Lamar Woodley came out of nowhere, 19.5. Cameron Jordan with 19. Look at old Casey Hayward leading the NFL with 7 interceptions. Chris Rucker with 6. MVP goes to, yes, Aaron Rodgers for the 3rd time in 4 years. Matty Ice in 2nd, Drew Brees in 3rd, Michael Vick in 4th. Brock Osweiler getting top 10 MVP votes, dude. Good for you. Brandon Marshall wins Offensive Player of the Year in the AFC. Defensive Player goes to Marcel Darius for, what, the 3rd straight year? Something like that. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Derek Carr in the AFC. Also got Brandon Cooks, Odell Beckham, Eric Ebron, Devontae Adams, Allen Robinson, Devonta Freeman, Richard Rodgers, Jason Morrow, and Crockett Gilmore rounding out the top 10. Told you guys he was a good fit in Baltimore. Davion Clowney, Kyle Fuller, Jimmy Ward, CJ Mosley, Trey Boston, Darqueze Dennard, Bradley Roby, Tim Jernigan, and Khalil Mack in the top 10. Now let's flip on over to the NFC. Makes my heart so happy. Ryan Shazier wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. And DeMarcus Lawrence and Jason Verrett right behind him. At HaHa Clinton Dix on the Eagles in the top 10. Now how about Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Jarvis Landry. Dante Moncrief on the Niners in 2nd. Mike Evans on the Cowboys in 3rd. Kelvin Benjamin, I was making fun of him, but maybe again he won't be a bust in this reality. Same thing with Sammy Watkins. He got top 10 Rookie of the Year votes. Jordan Matthews, TJ Jones, and Trey Mason rounding out the top 10. Now, can my freaking Titans win a Super Bowl here for once, please? Would you look at that, dude? We get an all Los Angeles Super Bowl. It's the battle of Phillip Rivers and Brock Osweiler, who has Dexter McCluster, Chris Givens, Emmanuel Sanders, and Denario Alexander as targets. So honestly, I assume Phillip Rivers and the Chargers are gonna win this. What I tell ya? James Harrison retires. Anquan Bolden's gone. The Colts lost their entire defensive line. Never happy to see Julius Peppers retire. Wait, Andy Reid retired as the Giants offensive coordinator? So insane that in this dimension, he never even became the Chiefs head coach. Thank God. Now, just out of pure curiosity, how much is Tom Brady's overall tank? Oh my gosh, he's all the way down to an 81 with star development. So he's probably going to end up retiring sooner in this franchise than what he did in real life. I mean, he's not even 40 yet. So for the first time ever, we have a 99 overall hit free agency. Patrick Willis, by far the best player we've seen today. Also, prime J.J. Watt is up for grabs. The Texans apparently couldn't pay him. Jimmy Smith, Andy Dalton's out there. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I completely forgot Mikel LaShore was a person. Let's see where some of these guys end up. So it looks like Patrick Willis signed a little deal with the Tampa Bay Bucks. What about J.J. Watt? He signed with the Los Angeles Rams. They apparently took losing in the Super Bowl personal. Jimmy Smith to the Cardinals, Andy Dalton to the Raiders. Wonder why no good wide receivers hitting free agency. Drew Brees, the free agent. He's down to a 78 overall at this point. He signed with the Colts on a 1-year deal. Now we have another insane draft class coming up. We got to see where Jameis Winston gets drafted. Got to see where Amari Cooper goes, Marcus Mariota, and a bunch more here. Amari Cooper goes number 1 to the Cleveland Browns. So unfortunately for him, he didn't really like it there the first time he tried it. Brandon Scherf goes 2 to the Commanders. Jameis Winston goes 3 to the Houston Texans. And Williams to the Cardinals. Dante Fowler to the Chiefs. Nelson Aguilar goes 6 to the Colts. And Marcus Peters goes to the Giants. And Marcus Mariota goes to the Buffalo Bills. Honestly, it's kind of crazy to me how bad this draft class sucked. Like, there's not many good players. Maybe Melvin Gordon to the Packers is a good one. Todd Gurley goes to the Patriots. Dude, that's a crazy one. Tyler Lockett to the Falcons. But outside of that, dude, there's just like nothing too mind-blowing here. So hopefully season number 5 here is the best one yet. Not long ago, Dolphins were the back-to-back worst team in the NFL. Now they end up with the best record. Like the Steelers have made it every single season so far. Worst record in the NFL, at least the Texans and Mark Sanchez got better, but worst record goes goes to the Jags. Poor Russell Wilson, dude. He is not loving life here. What the frick happened here? Out of nowhere, Ryan Tannehill leads the NFL in passing yards and passing touchdowns, and that might be good enough for him to win MVP? Not even like he's a 90-plus overall quarterback. Like, where'd this come from? Young Derek Carr, dude, is loving life in Miami right now. 4,600 yards, 43 touchdowns. Like, that might have won him MVP. Like, him or Ryan Tannehill probably won it. Oh, wait a second. Maybe that MVP note goes to Matthew Stafford here, who literally threw 0 interceptions. I've literally never seen this in Madden history. Like, that's just nuts. Same time, though, still could have gone to Aaron Rodgers to 45 touchdowns, 5 picks. Oh, looks like Colin Kaepernick is taking over as the starting quarterback of the New York Jets. That's not what I expected. Also looks like Ryan Lindley's now a decent starter in the league. That's crazy. Gerard Johnson starting for the Bengals. Brandon Whedon's still starting in Arizona. It does look like Mark Sanchez still putting up decent numbers in Houston. They just can't make the playoffs for some reason. Arian Foster leading the NFL once again with a 5.7 yard per carry average. I swear, I feel like Roddy White has led the league every single year in receiving yards. Jarvis Landry's turned into an absolute beast, dude. Calvin Johnson as consistent as ever, as is Devon Bess. Amari Cooper as a rookie, dude, put up 14 touchdowns. And Ndamukong Suh this time led the NFL in sacks with 20.5. And Jaquan Jarrett led the league with 8 picks. And MVP goes to, I cannot believe my eyes, Mike Vick in second, Rodgers in third. How can Gerard Mayo win Coach of the Year when he's still playing? Brandon Marshall wins Offensive Player of the Year somehow over the MVP winner. Marcel Darius for third, 4th straight year wins Defensive Player of the Year in the AFC. Von Miller just can't catch a break. Amari Cooper wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. Marcus Mariota behind him. Todd Gurley in third. Rashad Perriman with the big season apparently with the Ravens. Jay Ajayi, good season with the Jets. And why does he just look so much like Ashton Genty? Like, he looks like a reincarnation. And just no, I did not expect Nick Boyle to get Rookie of the Year votes. Defense goes to Dante Fowler. So maybe he won't be a bust after all. And look at Danielle Hunter. I can't believe he got drafted by the Chargers. He just won the Super Bowl last year. Doesn't seem fair. Defensive Rookie of the Year in the NFC goes to Stephon Anthony. Melvin Gordon, I told you guys this was a good fit in Green Bay. And Stephon Diggs in second place with the Rams. So which one of these 14 teams is going to be the last one standing here to win our final Super Bowl? It's either going to be the Rams, who's trying to get revenge for last year, or Ryan Tannehill and the Browns. Here we go. Moment of freaking truth. And the Rams take down Ryan Tannehill and the Cleveland Browns. Like, how insane, dude. I told you guys J.J. Watt was going to be a big signing. So this is officially what the NFL looks like 5 years into the future if you go back and reset the league to 2012. And if you enjoyed that one, you can click right here to watch another Madden banger on my channel. While you're still here, please click that sub button, brother. I'm trying to pass Mr. Beast by the end of the year. I only need about 100 million more subs in like a week or so. We got this.